Well, hello everybody. Good morning. This is a Saturday morning, October 15th of 2022. Today, this is Between Knits and Pearls, and today I am your only host, and my name is Emily, and you can find me online as Andrew's Mail Knits, both on Ravelry and Instagram. Yep, I think that's the only places that you can find me. Show notes today. I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to try and upload our show notes onto Between Knits and Pearls. I'm doing a little better, and so maybe I can get that done, but I'll also have it in the drop-down description box as well here on YouTube for your linkage pleasure, if you will. And you can also find us over on Between Knits and Pearls. We have a Ravelry group, and I have exciting news. Our 24 Days of Cheer swap sign up is now open. You can sign up on Ravelry. If you do not have Ravelry, please private message us on Instagram on the account Between Knits and Pearls, and we'll sign you up. We might have to limit it to only the US because we did have some snafus for our summer swap. Our Happy Everything and Merry in July? Or is it Merry Everything and Happy in July? I forget. Swap, which is pretty much the exact same thing as our 24 Days of Cheer, just in July. Where we had at least one person who was international because they were in Canada. And the shipping was, I'm assuming, cost prohibitive for their swap partner here in the United States. And so the person in the United States didn't send a package, didn't message us about that, actually just completely dropped off the face of the earth. We couldn't get a hold of them no matter what. So in the end, I tried to send that person a swap package to make up for it, and then I couldn't afford to send the package to Canada. I was so mad. I think it was going to cost me almost $200 just to send it to Canada. And so then we came up with an idea that we would get this participant a gift certificate to Etsy, and that's been a whole other difficult problem. They can't access the Etsy gift card, and Etsy is being like really non-helpful, unhelpful is the word. They just keep saying, just use the link and you can download your gift card. Well, she's done that, Etsy, and it's not working. So I'm just telling you. But if you are an international individual and you want to sign up for the 24 Days of Cheer, please still do so. And just mark that you're international. And we'll see. Like, maybe there is somebody who would like to swap with you. If there isn't, maybe we can come up with a digital swap, if you will, for those who are international. I'm going off the cuff here. I'm trying to problem solve, and it's early in the morning, and I'm tired, and I've been up since 4 a.m. So, and it's 8:30 now. So there you go. But sign up, please. I'm really excited about our 24 Days of Cheer. It is by far my absolute favorite swap. Including more favorite than our than our summer swap. I know it's pretty much the exact same thing, but somehow the 24 Days of Cheer just feels different and cheerier and more exciting to me. Maybe it's because it's around the Christmas holiday, and it's just great. And this is going to be, I think, our sixth year of doing this, and we have some regular people who join, and we've got new people joining every year. It's amazing. It's so much fun, and I wouldn't miss it for the world, and I hope you sign up as well. We will be pairing people up pretty quickly. Sign-ups have to end by the end of October so that we can assign partners and everybody can send out their packages by mid-November. So go ahead and head over there and sign up. Again, that is our Between Knits and Pearls Ravelry group. All right. Or private message us on Instagram under the Between Knits and Pearls account. All right. So why am I all by myself? Well, Miss Stephanie was going to join us. We had it all worked out. Actually, we were going to do it last weekend too, and we had it all worked out. But that was my fault. I got sick. I'll explain in a minute. Um, but she had an emergency come up literally like 30 seconds ago, and she doesn't have an emergency. Somebody in her community had something happen to them. And Stephanie, being who she is, she immediately wanted to be there to support and comfort that person. And so she made the right and generous and compassionate decision to say, you know what, podcasting can wait, and I'm going to go take care of this person. So everybody, kudos to Stephanie for doing that. It's very hard to podcast at the best of times right now, or to record. I'm sorry. Just last episode, I was raving about how I hated when people called their YouTube videos podcasting, and here I am doing it. You know, I'm not perfect, and I do it myself. But at the best of times, it's hard to do. And now, with Stephanie, remodeling, or is it reviving? Her farmhouse that they just bought and moved into. And then with me, with my little boy, and work is extremely crazy right now. It's been extremely hard. I haven't even done an audio podcast episode yet, and I've been wanting to. I'm yearning to do an audio podcast. And every time I think I have a minute to do it, things just don't go my way. So that's the way life is right now. So life happenings. I am still wearing a brace for my thumb/wrist, and I feel like it's getting better. My fine motor skills are really what cause it to hurt the most and to flare up the most. Driving in particular, like holding on to the wheel and driving. Holy cow, that, like, even just going to the grocery store, which is less than a mile away, by the time I get there, it's throbbing. So driving is not on my bucket list to do. Usually I try to make it so that any errands I have, Mr. Radio and Jimmy can go with me, so that, either they stay in the car, we just all go together and tackle everything, but Mr. Radio is my chauffeur. I have gotten a little crafting done, and I will share that with you guys in just a sec. Otherwise, we are working on some things here in Alaska. Oh, by the way, this morning is pretty darn gloomy. I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. to it snowing, what we call snow pellets. It's the snow that's in between snow and hail. So it's little round balls. We'll see if I can't get a video of it. It was just too dark this morning to try and get a video of it, and so I knew it wasn't going to show up, but it's starting 8:30 in the morning. It's barely, it's like pre-dawn kind of a thing, I guess you could say. It's gray outside. There you go. Thus all of the fake lighting going on. And so it's the kind of snow that when you step on it, it crunches really loudly, because it's a tiny bit hard, and it's almost hail, but it's not. It's great. But I was cold this morning, but I didn't want to wake my son up to go rummaging in to get some hand knit sweaters out of the closet. So instead, I'm wearing my sheep sweater that I've had for over a decade now, and I still wear it. It's one of my favorites. It's lovely. I got it from Old Navy. Can you believe it? A sweater from Old Navy has lasted this long? Unbelievable. But I digress. I am wearing some hand knit socks. These are my 12 Days of Christmas socks from Zebrayarns. And she currently has her 12 Days of Christmas knit along socks up on her Etsy store. So you can go over and snag them. I really want to. I did make a purchase in the last 2 weeks from Zebrayarns, and somehow I didn't put in, I'll show you those in a minute, but I didn't put in the 12 Days of Christmas. I don't know why or how I missed that, because I know it was up at the time. but I will rectify that quickly. And we are working on fixing up our house, and we got our place measured for new carpeting, and we're going today to put in the order for the carpet. We're very lucky. You guys probably know this, but Lowe's oftentimes they have great incentives to purchase from them, and so we're doing that. One of the incentives is if the order is anything over $500, they'll install the carpet for free. Pretty much anytime you order carpet, it's going to be over $500. That's what I've discovered with this process. Like, our place is tiny. Like, we have technically less than 350 square feet that has to be carpeted, but we're paying for almost 400 square feet because of just the way the carpet is in a roll and stuff. So anyway, but they also have the incentive of interest-free payments, and so we can pay in installments for the carpet. We did save up the money to buy it what we thought we would need to use the amount of money we would need for this purchase. We did save up for, and it turns out we only had about half the actual amount of what it was. And can you believe that? I mean, I'm not going to tell you how much I saved up, but I thought I was in good stead. And then I got the quote and I was like, holy flipping cow. Now, granted, we are purchasing the top of the line padding because it's very cold here, and the padding that we're getting has moisture barrier on both the top and the bottom, and so our floors will be less drafty and cold, and that is a huge thing for us. Our house is just drafty altogether, and our houses at the time, there was a thing back in the early 80s when I was born and my husband was born. I was born in 81. He was born in 79. But about that time, there was a huge boom for building housing here in Anchorage and in Alaska in general. They used cheap products. They cut corners all over the place. And now those of us, where the majority of people in Anchorage now are living in homes that are 40 years old or more, and they're falling apart like rapidly. It's just like I all hit at once. I'm expecting this winter to have some problems with our plumbing. I've been expecting it for the past couple years, and it hasn't happened. I say that, but it has. But anyway, I'm expecting some big things to happen probably this winter, like pipes to burst and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But we are going today, and we're going to put in the order for that. I'm going to take a video of my entry area. It's very small. It's about 3 feet by 4 feet, 3 feet by 4 feet. And I want to get your opinion. Can you comment below what you think about keeping the vinyl or putting down new vinyl, because I want to put down new vinyl, or versus having carpet all the way to the door? I don't like the transition between the vinyl and the carpet. They tell me that they can get there's a new transition trim that they can get that will make things a whole lot better. I hate all of the trim that we have in our house between the different floors. I hate it. It's metal. The nails are coming. The nails or the brackets or whatever they're called are coming up, and so you snag your hen knit socks on them, and my dog trips over it. My dog has cut his paw on one once, and I'm super scared of all of that happening when Jimmy starts crawling, which could be any time now. Granted, he hasn't learned to turn over yet, but and so yeah, I want to hear what your opinion is. Like, what's your thoughts? Now, remember, we have pretty varying weather here, so we've got lots of mud, and I have a rule: no shoes in my house. And my dad I grew up with that rule. My husband did not grow up with that rule. They grew up with the rule of wear shoes in the house, and I'm like, heck no way, Jose. Shoes come off at the door, outside the door if we could. If we had a mudroom, oh, that'd be so awesome if we had a mudroom. Oh, wow, I would love that. Anyway, I digress again. Can you tell I'm tired? As far as Jimmy updates, he is doing super amazing. He is at the, I think he's at the 4-month regression stage where he kind of, as far as his sleep schedule goes, it's just kind of all over the place. He'll like maybe sleep for like a 15 to 30 minute naps during the day, but then also at night he's been waking up 4 or 5 times a night. A couple nights ago, it was so bad. He just keeps crying in his sleep unless I'm touching him, you know? And so a couple nights ago, it just got to the point where I just couldn't calm him down, so I just brought him into bed with us, and we did not get any sleep the rest of that night because, of course, you don't want to sleep while your baby's in bed with you and roll on him or something like that. So, but Jimmy did get a good night's sleep at that point because he was snuggled between mommy and daddy, and he was so happy. He, strangely enough, has slept in this morning. It's now 9:05 and he is still asleep. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. But my husband's in there. He'll take care of Jimmy when he awakes and, you know, bring him out to us if it's appropriate and stuff. Right back here, I have a painting that one of my nieces did, Eden. She made a painting for me and Jimmy. There we go. That's Jimmy and that's me. And I just love it. We're 2 little ducks. Mommy and baby duck. We love it. So we have it up here for now because we're about to, you know, tear apart the living area and paint and patch all the walls there, so we don't want to be hanging up new stuff. So, you know. And then, let's see. I had a baby shower for Jimmy with my family. Yeah, 4 months in, my family got it together to give me a baby shower. It was fantastic. It was only family members, and it was only the women folk that are up here in Alaska. And so I saw an aunt and a cousin that I hadn't seen in who knows how long. We're not very close with my mother's side of the family, and so it was really lovely to see them come, even though they, you know, they're not far away. I mean, they are far away. I think they're about an hour and 15 minutes away, but still. My aunt and uncle came, and my uncle and my dad, they kind of, it was really funny. They were sitting in the rocking chairs that are in my parents' living room. And so the living room is 2 steps up from the family room where the rest of us were. And so, do you guys remember the old guy, the Muppet characters, the old gentlemen that were always heckling? That's what my dad and my uncle were doing the whole time. It was so funny. And we just couldn't stop laughing. They weren't technically supposed to be there, but I brought Jimmy with me, and of course, Grandpa wanted to hold Jimmy, and then it was Jimmy's bedtime, and so at that point, Grandpa went upstairs to their room and just rocked with Jimmy to sleep and everything until we were all done. But we went until after 10 p.m., which is late for me now. It's late for me to be out, especially. And yes, so it was a lot of fun. My sister, hold on a second, I'm going to go grab it. My sister Kelsey crocheted Jimmy a blanket. So he's got so many blankets, but it's so wonderful. It's beautiful. It's huge too. This is, I mean, let's see, let's put it in half. And she just did a marvelous job, and Jimmy loves it. He especially loves it because it's got a lot of holes in it, so he can put his hands in and grab hold of it because he's learning to grab things, and he loves it. And it's washable, so it's acrylic, so that's great for me, and I love it. It's beautiful. So here it is. Here's the stitch pattern. Like that. And then I don't think this was knit in panels, but on this side, you see the ridges right here. That's one of the ridges in between. It's really beautiful. I'm assuming this is the right side of the fabric, the side that doesn't have the ridges, but I like both sides. So it's gorgeous, and Jimmy loves it. So yet another handcrafted baby blanket for Jimmy. I need to go and count how many he has. If he has less than 10, I'll be surprised. Apparently I love the number 10. Everything's in tens. So that was that. I've been working extremely hard. I've been working like 60 plus hours a week to get my program off the ground, my new program for supporting families in our community and teaching some classes, one of which is a curriculum that I came up with on my own, and we've been seeing a lot of success with that, and this coming Monday sees us starting another huge class, and it's called Strengthening Families. Look it up. It's amazing. And I'm just so excited about it. But getting the word out to the community is something that I'm not used to doing. So that was a new thing for me. I now have a case manager assigned that I'm in charge of. I'm their boss, and I needed to get a whole bunch of people certified to teach this class, and that was a whole big thing. That's not even the tip of the iceberg of what I've been doing. Not even. But I've also still got my regular duties as the training director to do as well. So I've been exhausted. So one of the reasons why I was up at 4 a.m., besides the fact that I need to feed Jimmy, is I'm just anxious. Come Monday, a huge piece of my program is going to come into play, and I want it to go off seamlessly, and I just can't stop thinking about all the things that I need to do before Monday to make it happen. So yeah, there's that. And I think that might be about it as far as updates. And boy howdy, that's about time, because it is 22 minutes in. So let's get into knitting, shall we? Or crafting. Let's call it the crafting segment, because I do have one project that I cast on because I couldn't stand it. It's been a month and a half, and this thing is still on, and I'm still in pain, but I couldn't handle it. I had to cast on something, mainly because I've been missing knitting, but also because my son really needs a winter hat that will go over his ears. And so I purchased the Albert's Pilot Hat by Petite Knit. And then this morning I also purchased the hat by Tin Can Knits that also has ear flaps, and I forgot what that's called. Oh, no, it's the bonnet one. The bonnet one from Tin Can Knits. Yeah. And so I cast this on using some leftover of Provincial Tweed knit picks in worsted weight that we had left over from my husband's wedding sweater. And so I have gotten the crown done, and I have just started the straight knitting. So this is the top of the hat up here. So I am now knitting down to the ears. And I have discovered that I cannot knit my traditional way, which is continental. So I'm holding the yarn in my left hand, and I'm not picking. Yeah, I'm picking. I'm picking up the yarn. I can't do it. I think the motion, the need to hold my needles steady, so there's some tension going on my thumb. I think that's what's doing it. So what I have figured out that I can do is if I switch to throwing, and I don't have this thumb touching the needles at all, I can knit a few rounds before I start feeling things. But I can't be wearing my brace while I'm doing it. It's just too difficult. So I can knit maybe 3 rounds, and then things start hurting, and I have to stop and go and ice things. I have to ice my shoulder because it hurts all the way up there. Yeah. But I got my Tiddly Bakes cherry cordial, marking my progress. This marks where I need to knit about 6 centimeters up, no, 9 centimeters up from this marker here before I start with the ear flaps and stuff. So I'm excited about that. That's not terrible. 9 centimeters, not terrible. Don't ask me what it is in inches, but I know that's not much. 3 inches or something? I don't know. But anyway, I loved it. I love it. So because I have been struggling with knitting. Oh, by the way, this is in my Adorn Knits bag by Steph. And I will link her YouTube channel and her, I think she's still on Etsy. I haven't purchased from her in a little while. But I think she's still on Etsy in the show notes because I love this. This is my Birch Bag, and I just love my Birch Bag. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and by the way, Fat Squirrel Fibers, well, Fat Squirrel Speaks, is having a shop update today at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I think. She said the 15th. Yeah, today's the 15th, right? Yeah. There's one bag that I really, 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 really want, and I shouldn't be buying any bags, but I might, I don't know. We'll see. But I've been missing crafting, and it's really hard. You guys know, when you're a crafter, you always want to be making something. I'm terrible at drawing and painting. I can't do art journaling right now. Too much stuff that baby could get into, and it is too involved. Same thing with painting, honestly. And so I was laying in bed one night, and I just started thinking about latch hook rugs. And I was like, I remember doing that when I was a little girl. I really liked it. I wonder if I'd like it now. So I went on Amazon, and I didn't want to put too much investment into it because I was like, what if I hate it, right? So I just went with the cheap stuff, which is actually pretty cheap. I ended up getting this rug pattern, this kit. It's a rug in the shape of a fox for Jimmy. It's going to go on his floor in his bedroom. And I started working on it, and at first I couldn't remember the exact. Oh, and it came with its own hook, and it came with all the yarn bits that you would need. And it has a graph on the back on how to do it and everything. And so at first I couldn't remember the rhythm of the latch hook and stuff, but it quickly came back to me. I didn't have to look anything up to remember how to do it. So I've gotten this much done of the fox, and I have made boo-boos. So there's supposed to be some. So this is the tail that I've been working on. See, and then over here you can see the starting of the nose, so the little black bits. But here, the shading between the orange and the white, there's supposed to be the brown. And I was just cruising along, not even looking at my pattern, and just going with what I felt was right, and I was wrong. So I've been having to go back in and unpick some of these orange rows so I can put in the shading of the brown. So I did that, and it takes a little while to unpick it because these knots, even though they're just technically slip knots, I guess, they're in there pretty good. So got to do it. This isn't aggravating my hand too much, and I think one of the reasons why is first off, I hold it like this. So I'm holding it like this. And I'm not having to twist my hand like I do oftentimes when I'm knitting. And between the pressure on the thumb and twisting, that's what really aggravates my injury. Opening doors, like using doorknobs, aggravates it every time. Like, there are some times where I yelp out loud because it hurts so much. So, but this is just straight in, straight back, then straight in, straight back again. And that's all you do. And then I tug the knots tight with this hand. So I'm able to do it without hurting my hand so much. But I can only do this at night after Jimmy's gone to bed. And to be honest, most of the time I've just been working. So it's not like I get a chance to craft very much. But I have gotten that much done. Maybe I'll get some more done this week. Not maybe. I will get some more done this weekend. So, but that's all living in the bag that it came, the kit that it came in, just this plastic little tote thing. So it's no big deal. But while I was doing that, I came across this other kit that I really liked by the same company. And this is a pillow. I'm trying to get there you go. Isn't that pretty? So this one is a lot more shading involved. I need to pay a lot more attention. I mean, even on the white background here, you can see that there's shading going on there. So these are all the colors that I'll be using. And I don't know if you can tell. I don't know. Anyway, I was just going to say that it's pretty vibrant, right? It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to get going on this one. I'll probably be looking on Etsy for some more higher end latch hook kits. This is all acrylic cheap yarn. I don't expect these things to last over time, but it is fun to start getting into these things, and I just have been really enjoying it. I did want to give you guys an update on the Kushlig pattern that I knit on. Where did I put the pattern? Oh boy. So here's where I am on it. Obviously I haven't knit any further because I can't do this type of knitting right now. So I've really only knit that little tiny bit of the hat, and that's it. Where did I put the pattern? Oh, here it is on the floor. But Kushlig is by Kristen Kimsey. You can no longer find any of her patterns on Ravelry or online. I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody reported her or something, because there is another pattern out right now that is like 99.99% this pattern. The thing is she came out with the pattern first, but everybody's knitting I think it's called traveling mode or something like that, shawl or stole, whatever. I don't know if somebody reported her to Ravelry, and so she took all of her patterns offline. So if you were not lucky enough to get her patterns before, like I did, I got, I think, 3 of her patterns before all of them got offline. You're out of luck. I am going to message her on Etsy, not on Etsy, on Instagram, and find out what's going on and how we can best support her and things like that. And maybe even invite her to come on the show, because I'd really love, she is amazing designer, and her designs are just awesome. And like I gushed over this pattern last week, or last episode, extremely well written. And like, I didn't have any problem following her instructions. What I had problems was actually doing what she suggested, which was mark the right side versus the wrong side. Boy, howdy, was she right. If you want to hear about that, go back to the last episode. I don't know, guys. It made me really, really sad that her patterns are no longer on Ravelry or anywhere on the interwebs. And I don't know what's going on, but I will investigate. We need to support people. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just really disappointed in our community, but I'm conjecturing. Maybe she just made the decision to take things off the interwebs of her own free will, right? Just decided not to. But I think that would be rather strange, because she had quite a few really cool patterns that were being test knit, and might even still be being test knit. I don't know where those are going to go. So I did make some purchases, because I can't stand it, both of knitting patterns and of yarn. Now, Zebrayarn, I absolutely adore, and I thought making matching socks for Daddy and Son out of the Bumblebee colorway would be so cool. I can't wait to do this when I'm feeling better. And then I did purchase her dark candy colorway, and then I had a good laugh, and you'll see why in a minute. But this is pink and black self-striping with a gray alternate mini skein. Okay, so here's what I already have in my stash. This is called Savvy Southern, and oh, it's coming up pretty good. It is a navy blue and pink with self-striping with a baby pink, like ballerina pink mini skein. Look at them next to each other. So this is the gothic candy. No, dark candy, and Savvy Southern. Do I have a type or what? I love them. You know what I think would be really hilarious is if I knit a sweater out of these, and the top half of the sweater was just the one skein, and the bottom half of the sweater was the other skein. I wonder if people would notice. But yeah, and then of course I had to pull out. I didn't pull out all the skeins that I have of Zebrayarns because I have a lot of them, but I did pull out another one that I just really loved, and this is from last year's Valentine collection, which is Goodbye Valentine, or is it Gloomy Valentine? Gloomy Valentine. I love it. It's grays and whites. Oh, it matches my nails. Look at that. Yep. So, you know, some Zebrayarn love. I just absolutely love her stuff, as we all know, right? And my husband has misplaced one of the socks from Fiber Nymph Dye Works in his Star Wars colorway. Now, she doesn't have that colorway on... Oh, hold on. Get that off of there. She doesn't have that colorway up on her website right now, so I went searching on the interwebs to see if anybody had a skein that was Star Trek themed, and I came across this this company called Brenda and Heather Yarns. There we go. And I made a purchase of this skein here, which is all the colors of the uniforms on Star Trek. I haven't skeined this up, and I haven't knit with it yet, and I don't think you're going to be able to see this. This feels like cheap yarn. It feels, yeah, it's going to split. I can already tell. It doesn't feel like it's tightly spun. It doesn't look like it's tightly spun. It's very loosely spun. It's going to have a lot of drape, but I'm probably going to have to hold the yarn double with, well, especially for the heels and toes. I'm going to have to reinforce it with the reinforcing thread. You know, it's not spandex. What is this? Nylon thread. By the way, this is 75% superwash and 25% nylon with 430 yards, and the colorway is called To Go Boldly. They had a lot of really cool colorways in their shop, and I really was excited by it. And then it came in the mail, and I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. So I don't even know if I'm going to knit this up. I might keep just searching for somebody else to have another colorway, or maybe I'll just message Fiber Nymph Dye Works and ask her if she can dye me up a special skein of her Star Wars colorway, which I forgot what the name of it was. I don't know, but I'm a little disappointed, I'll be honest. I will tell you that they had some really cool shawl kits in their shop, and I'm actually glad that I didn't purchase them, because if the shawl kits are in the same yarn as this, I wouldn't have liked it. No. And lastly, I've been purchasing a lot of patterns because I've been cruising Ravelry and wishing I could knit. And this lady actually had a sale on her patterns, and so I kind of bought most of the collection. So I got Life's Better When Camping socks. And this is by Sarah Kelly or Grey Owl Knits. Let's see. Sorry, the patterns are pretty big. So I have to, it looks like I bought a lot of patterns, but really, really the patterns are just, this is just for the sock pattern. I don't even know how many pages this is. 12 pages for this, just a sock pattern, okay? So there's that, and then I got Life's Better at the Campsite #2, the hat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this one. And I got Life's Better at the Campsite, the original, because this is the mitts. And And what else did I get? Now I'm forgetting. Life's better at the campsite. Oh, I printed off my anchor tee in the adult version. I do have the baby version from Petite Knit, and I have the baby version and the adult version. I started the baby version for Jimmy, and I didn't like the yarn I was using, so I stopped. I'm contemplating knitting it for him for Christmas, but the thing is with my hand, I really have to decide what I'm going to knit. Be very strategic in what I'm going to knit. And at this point, I'm not even sure that I'll be able to knit him his Christmas stocking. So he might not have his Christmas stocking his first year. Which I was perusing over the patterns this morning about Christmas stockings, and I'm excited. I mean, yeah. She Thinks She Can is my preferred designer for Christmas stockings and farewell stockings, and she has a dinosaur one that I think my husband would be super jealous if I knit that up for Jimmy, because my husband loves dinosaurs. The thing is Jimmy is really loving elephants, and I'm kind of wondering, I think I just need to knit him an elephant toy or crochet him one. That would be great. Hold on a second. Stephanie just messaged me. Oh, it's not going very well over at her coworker's house. That's sad. This person will never watch this show, but I just want you to know that you are in our thoughts and in our prayers. We hope that you will be comforted and know that people that don't even know you feel for you, and hope that you will feel the comforting arms of your loved ones around you as you go through this. The last one that I purchased is Moonshiner by Caitlin Hunter. That's not a great picture. There you go. Look at all those baubles. Oh, I go in phases. I love baubles, and then I don't like baubles. I love baubles, and then I don't like baubles. When I don't like baubles is after I've been knitting them for a while. Aesthetically, though, I love them. But yeah, so that's about it, my friends. So last little tidbit is to say, my dad is going in for triple bypass surgery this next week. So if you could have him in your prayers, that'd be wonderful. We're all pretty darn nervous. But if this makes it so he can stop taking nitro pills and feel better and everything, and live a longer life and be with us longer, we will, I'm okay with that. This has been very hard on all of us, and I feel kind of guilty having my son so late in life. The connection between my dad and my son is extremely beautiful, and I just feel bad that my dad is older, in his mid-70s, and so he probably won't be around when Jimmy's older. And I have such beautiful, wonderful memories of my grandparents. I had them well into my 20s on both sides, and, well, on one side. I had them into my early 20s on my mom's side, and it's just, they're just the best, absolutely the best. And yeah, it's just, grandparents are absolutely, there's nothing better than a grandparent, is there? Sorry, I'm gonna stop. Also, I can't really cry because I didn't mention it, but this eye was, I'm not wearing any makeup because this eye was swollen shut. And I've been putting antibiotic ointment on it for the past 5 days, and it's getting better, but it's also very tender. Holy cow, I'm a mess, right? But we'll just leave off here, and we'll close out the show with a little video my dad took yesterday while he was grand babysitting and just connecting so beautifully with my little Jimmy. But remember, guys, that life happens between knits and purls, and that we adore you, we're thinking of you, we love you, and don't forget to go over and sign up to do the swap. Ta-ta for now, everybody.
Yes? Did you talk to me, Grandpa? Hmm? She's talking to Grandpa. Yeah. Yeah.